Hey, this is Night Flame, and I'm here to do a countdown episode. This is my first countdown episode. I've been meaning to do this countdown episode in like forever, because I feel like it's better if you guys wanna just see all the books I review just in like one take. This is everything, all everything I read, and so I just wanna say I'm not the first one who does this. A lot of comic reviewers do it on YouTube, so you know, I'm gonna review them. So we have one exclusive for this episode of the comic book countdown. We have one exclusive, and the exclusive comic that I didn't review individually is Original Sin issue number one. I just thought it would be like a huge hit. I mean, I thought it was gonna be huge for me to put in this countdown so you guys can watch it. So yeah, Original Sin. It's the one I'm gonna review. It's exclusive to this. You can only hear the review on this episode. Okay, so let's start off. I got seven comics this week. It's gonna go from seven, which is the worst, to number one, which is the best. And I got it's all DC and Marvel. So I'm a big fan of DC and Marvel. That's why. Okay, so let's start off. Number seven is Future's End, issue number one. Yeah, this issue was it wasn't my favorite. So let's just start off with I'm not gonna go in depth because that's my individual reviews for. This issue has to do with uh Batman Beyond. If you haven't read issue number zero, Batman Beyond traveled to the past. I mean, he had to travel like to the New 52 past, but he ended up traveling like 5 years later after the New 52, and everything is different. A lot of things happen, but you don't learn about the major characters. Okay, you don't know what Batman's going through right now. You don't know what Batgirl, none of them. You don't know what any right now anybody who's in a book in the New 52 at the moment. You don't know anything about them except the ones who got their book canceled. So this is what it's all about. It's about characters, mostly C-listers. We have Stormwatch, we have Grifter, we have Firestorm, all of them characters who had their books canceled, and now they probably I mean DC is trying to make them play a huge part in like 5 years later. And I'm not a huge fan of this because they're characters I didn't care that much about. Like Grifter. I'm not a huge Grifter fan. I'm not a huge Stormwatch fan. Not a huge fan of both of them. Firestorm was the only part for me what I was like, okay, I kind of like this, but other than that, I just didn't care. So that's what I was thinking. Future's End was it's okay. I mean, if you really want to get into different characters, then this is the book for you. But I just wanted the big characters to be in here. Um, it was too much happening and introduced the characters too quickly in this issue, and I just didn't like that. I thought the art was great, and the cliffhanger at the end can keep somebody reading, but not for me. I'm not gonna spoil the cliffhanger obviously because I want you guys. If you want me to spoil it, go click on the individual review, but I'm not gonna spoil it here. So yeah, this is just the only plus thing I can say about this issue is the new Firestorm costume, which is awesome. But other than that, it's not my favorite because all of the different characters I don't care about. So I'm probably not gonna pick up issue number two, even though I just want Batman Beyond story. Okay, so number seven, Future's End. Number six is Detective Comics issue number 31. Yeah, it's not a bad issue. This is absolutely not a bad issue. After Future's End, which was my lowest pick of the week, and I was generous in giving a 7 to Future's End. Um, the other books are really solid. So this one is Detective Comics. Is the Icarus Part 2 story. The art in this issue is great. Everything, Manapul and Buccellato just kill it. And this is Batman being a detective at its finest. Everything he does here is, you have those little panels and everything. I think this should just be him being a detective, like the title. And Manapul and Buccellato are being true to the title. If you want Batman and an adventure, read Batman. If you want Batman, an awesome story, Batman Eternal. And if you want him being a detective, Batman Detective Comics. It makes sense. So definitely, this is a huge book. It's really good. Some I just the coloring was a little off in some parts, like when he was fighting a sumo person. I forgot his name. He was fighting a sumo person, and the coloring just blended in with the background. It was hard to follow. But other than that, I really like it's connected to Eternal as well. So this book, the police force are trying to get Bruce Wayne because Elena Aguilar, a character last issue, she died in his doorstep. So they think Bullock thinks that Bruce Wayne killed him. Bruce Wayne killed her. So Bruce Wayne is trying to clear his name and that, and Bullock is he says a line where he's like, "Oh yeah, ever since Gordon got sent to prison, the police force has changed and stuff like that." So it's connected to Eternal in some ways, like that little part. And I just think it's a really cool story. If you want a story with Bullock, if you want Batman Detective Comics, then definitely read this. I'm not probably not gonna pick up issue 32 because I have Batman Eternal, and Batman Eternal it's like every week, so I have my Batman stuff like sealed. So yeah, that was number 7. I mean number 6. That was number 6. Now let's go to number 5. And number 5 was not a bad comic either. It was She-Hulk, issue number 4. It's a little lower on my list than what it usually is. And this story has to do with Daredevil. I recently I dropped Daredevil just because I thought it's not my style. And Original Sin I have to deal with in Batman Eternal, and I just can't pick up a bunch of books now, so I had to drop that. So She-Hulk, in this issue, she seeks help from Daredevil to because in the last issue, she was like defending Doctor Doom's son to get asylum for him in North America. She ended up winning. Doctor Doom kidnapped his son to take him to Liberia. It was all crazy. So She-Hulk needs some help on what to do next. She seeks help from Daredevil. It's just a really fun scene there. It's just really fun, like really fun, and that part, the highlight of that scene, basically Daredevil tells her that, yeah, as a superhero, if you want, you can help him. As a lawyer, you probably win, but as a superhero, your responsibilities get higher. So she, that's what she needed. So she goes and helps Kristoff, and they get back, and that's where the issue ends. But some parts, minor parts of this issue, got me to make it a high score for this, because I like how the Daredevil and She-Hulk meeting they did. That was pretty fun. I like afterwards they went up to be criminals because She-Hulk was in town and stuff. I thought that was pretty fun as well. And the last part of their meeting, um, Matt Murdock or Daredevil, he said to She-Hulk, he was like, okay, how come we never gone against each other in court? And that would make me wonder, have they ever gone against each other in court? And if they didn't, then why doesn't anybody make it into a comic? What are you waiting for, guys? So yeah, little moments here made me get down this a high grade. And She-Hulk, it's a fun series. Um, Next storyline doesn't have my attention as much, but it's probably just gonna pick up. So next storyline has to deal with She-Hulk being sued, and you'll get more in next issue. So I thought this issue was pretty solid. Not the best She-Hulk issue compared to the other ones that were released, like 1, 2, and 3. And my favorite thing about this is Daredevil and Angie. Angie, her little lawyer, the person who works for her, she's really fun in this issue as well, and in the series. She's just a fun, mysterious character, and I enjoy her a lot. So yeah, that's number 4. No, that's number 5. Now number 4. Number 4 is Original Sin, issue number 1. Yep, Original Sin. Um, it's not a disappointing issue. If you guys thought it was gonna be disappointing, it's not a disappointing issue. It's basically if you read issue number 0, you're caught up, and this one gets you caught up a little bit too. Like the first 2 pages, it gets you caught up. I'm glad. It just doesn't go like it gets you. I mean, it doesn't take. I mean, some books have an issue number 0, but then they have the issue number 1, and they recap the whole thing again, which is not fun. And I'm glad they only did it in 2 pages in this issue. It's $5 because it's a little extra sized, and this is basically the Watcher's dead. Everybody's going crazy. I mean, and then there's this mysterious character forming teams of unlikely superheroes that will ever work together, like Ant-Man and Emma Frost, and like Winter Soldier and Gamora, and I forgot who the other character was with them, and also like with Punisher and Doctor Strange, just like really weird, unique teams working together, and they're all gonna like trying to figure out who killed the Watcher. And we also get Nick Fury, the original Nick Fury in this issue as well. The original Nick Fury. This is such a unique mission that he has to step up, because this is such a weird predicament, because you know how the Watcher has so many weapons in his like little lair that they stole. So this is like a priority mission, and that's what they do. So everybody's basically just going crazy on finding out who killed the Watcher, who stole his stuff and his eyeballs. and we basically, I think we find out who it is, but it doesn't look like it's a superhero. It looks like I'm not sure who they are, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be a superhero. So if you thought it was gonna be, the original sin was gonna turn out a superhero to a villain, then that's not probably gonna happen because we kind of see who killed the Watcher, but it doesn't look like a superhero. But um, I'm not. I don't know a lot of Marvel characters, so that's why. But it's just a fun issue. I just like this. I like the weird teams forming, and basically, um, how Nick Fury has to step up in this. And my cover is really fun because my cover, I have the variant edition and it has Nick Fury. So at first I was like, oh, I thought he was dead, but he wasn't really dead. I did research on this and he had to step down because you know how the Avengers movie had to bring the Avengers movie basically casted the ultimate Nick Fury, which he's African American, and they didn't cast this Nick Fury. So basically, they had to create another Marvel character and stuff like that. So that's why we see the Nick Fury from the movies in the comics. That's why. So basically, this issue was really good. I think it's a good start, but it's not the best start. It leaves you unanswered questions, but that's what an event does. But still, I really enjoy this issue a lot. The only like negative part for me was the art. It was really dark. I mean, I get that it's a dark series, because the Watcher's dead and stuff, but the art doesn't have to be that dark. So I just the art wasn't for me, but still an enjoyable series, and I mean an enjoyable issue. And that's I gave this issue like 8.5, and you definitely pick it up. That was number 4, and now we're gonna go to our top 3. Okay, so top 3. Number 3 is Number 3 is Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 1. Um, Miles Morales, Ultimate Universe series, they haven't been really praised, but some of them. I mean, I enjoyed Ultimates, but it wasn't good enough to pick up. Even though I enjoy I mean, my favorite characters on that team are probably Miles Morales and Cloak and Dagger. And I mean, if it was like really good, I would have picked it up. It was average, and since I'm picking this series up, like for sure I was gonna pick up this series. It's already in my playlist. Um, I had to drop that, so I didn't pick up only Ultimates, Ultimate FF. It's not really. I mean, I heard it's not really good, but maybe one day I'll read it and I'll decide for myself. But this Ultimate Spider-Man, the reboot, I thought it's a good job. Like it did a really good job introducing the character to new readers. Um, Also, like this issue was basically a recap. Like it planted seeds for future things, but it also was basically a recap introducing Miles Morales to new readers because it features how he's having problems without his dad, how Peter Parker is dead, how he had to take over it. You meet his girlfriend, his best friend, everything. All the supporting characters are like met, and you also get to see that his dad, like I said, his mom died. It doesn't mention it here, but his mom died. She was killed by Venom, I think, and his dad ran away because he had to reveal his identity to his dad, but his dad. He was afraid of it because he said that, oh yeah, you killed your mother and stuff like that. So his dad basically ran away. He's nowhere to be found. In this whole issue has to deal with Miles. He wants to tell his girlfriend his secret identity. I mean, he wants to tell him, but his best friend Gonke, I think that's how you say his name. He doesn't want him to tell his girlfriend. So he seeks help from Mary Jane, and he has a little conversation with Mary Jane about Peter and how he told Mary Jane about his secret identity. And you get to learn Miles Morales as a character, and he's a really interesting character. So everything about Miles Morales was just, I mean, the issue. Everything about Miles Morales, the series, was just really good. This first issue was just really good. I really enjoy the art a lot. The art was like spot on. Um, Basically, like I said, the seeds are planted here. We have some like look like Spider-Man, two twins that rob stores, and they're not dealt with in this issue, but they're gonna. I'm pretty sure they're gonna become a problem. And the cliffhanger, I'm not gonna spoil it, and it's just gonna make you wanna read it, even though I don't believe in the cliffhanger one bit. It's just what if maybe it was true? So I can't tell you about the cliffhanger. If you wanna know about it, then click on the individual review. But this issue is just really good. Like I said, the art of this issue was just really good. Brian Michael Bendis is killing it, and all his books I basically read. I think All New X Men, Miles Morales, except on Kane X-Men. I didn't read that, but still. Um, this is just a really good issue. Like I said, pick it up if you're gonna pick up. If you're not gonna pick up Original Sin, pick this one up. Or I have two more issues, to review, and I'm gonna tell you which one's the one you should definitely pick up. But this one, it was really good. Like I said, Miles Morales, just really good. So definitely pick up this year's. Don't get tired of repeating it because it's that good. So I give this a 9 out of 10. Um, it's it's just basically high up there, and I have high hopes for that series in particular. Even though it's not in current Marvel universe, I have high hopes for it because it's really good. The storytelling is really good, and the writing, the art, everything. Okay, so that was number three. Now let's get to our top two. One moment, guys. Okay, number two is Batman Eternal, issue number 5. Okay, yeah, this was one of the most enjoyable Batman Eternal issues I have read, from all these five ones. It's not probably, it's near perfect, but there was something else more, perfect than that, and that was my number one. But still, number two, Batman Eternal has never, like, he has been in my top three, except last issue. Last issue was not my favorite type of art, but the storytelling was still good. Issue number 5, just, it comes out with a bang. It's that good. This is basically focused on Tim Drake. Like last issue was focused on Barbara Gordon. This one's on Tim Drake, and how he's conducting his own type of research. While Batman, everybody's basically doing it. We know that Batgirl has her own suspects. We have Batman who has his own suspects, and Tim Drake has his own like theories on what happened during that night. So everything revolves around that train incident. So Tim Drake has his own thing, and then we have Vicky Bale. Vicky Bale, she's getting tired of, the news just running the same thing about, oh yeah, I was expecting the Commissioner Gordon to become like that, or we were expecting for Commissioner, this was unexpected. Commissioner Gordon, Commissioner Gordon. That's everything that's in the news right now. So, Vicky Bell is getting tired of that. She says we just need. There's so many things going outside the town, but everybody's just focusing on Commissioner Gordon. Uh, Let me just bring up a new story and inform people because that's her job. So she goes to the Narrows, and the Narrows are just, it focuses on the Narrows. This whole issue, Tim Drake believes that the kids in the Narrows are being infected by this disease, and Vicky Bell goes there, just for the to get some information on Carmine Falcone. Um, she gets in a little trouble because she has the worst people she can ask questions to. She does, and she's about to get like shanked, and Harper Row helps her. So it's all coming together. Harper Row helps her. Harper Row takes her home. Tim Drake goes to Harper Row's house because her little brother had some signs of that disease, and it's just everything's connecting. Her little brother's like possessed by this nanobots and stuff like that, and Harper Row's, her little brother, Harper Row's brother, he gets into like this induced coma or something, and basically this is what leads her to become Bluebird. We know that issue 28 focuses on Harper Rose's brother. Harper Rose's brother. It focuses on her trying to get the cure for her brother because it does a little mentions about that. So I see everything being connected on Batman Eternal. Just everything's getting connected. The nanobots are infecting the kids in the Narrows, and Red Robin is introduced into the series like in a issue in Harper Row, and everything's just getting connected. And I can't wait for the next issue. Like, at first when I started this, I was like, and now I just can't wait for it to come out every week. Perfect. Just I thought it was a perfect issue. Um, Not, it was a really good issue. I mean, it wasn't. If it would have focused a little bit more on Red Robin, maybe it would have been my number one. But I just thought it was still spectacular. Definitely get on Batman Eternal if you haven't. So I gave it a 9.5, and that was number two. So get ready, guys, for number one. Let me get a drink of water for a second. Number one is Cyclops. Issue number one. Okay, this one was the most unexpected one of them all. Okay, I knew I was gonna pick up Cyclops, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna enjoy Cyclops. I'm not a really huge space fan. I'm not. I mean, I'm an okay Cyclops fan. Iceman's my favorite character of the first class X-Men. Iceman, then Angel, and then Cyclops, then Jean Grey, and then Beast. So Beast is probably my least favorite, but still, when there was an idea of a Cyclops issue series even starting, I was like, I just try issue number one. How good can it be actually? So I tried issue number one, and man, was I surprised. Okay, so basically, this issue was about Cyclops. Um, how he left after the trials of Jean Grey. He's with his dad, and we learned that he hates himself. He hates his future self. He doesn't like himself one bit. Unlike Jean Grey, who's like, "Oh yeah, I like the future Cyclops better than the other one." That thing. Cyclops just absolutely hates himself, and um, in this issue, he, he talks about that. He talks about how he wants to become a good person. He wants to become a better person. He wants to become actually a hero in the future, and how his whole life changed in just a couple of weeks. He's like, I'm a 16-year-old person, and my life just changed in a couple of weeks. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I was in getting trained by Professor Xavier, and now I'm in the future, hanging out with my dad, and um, it's just really fun. He meets his dad's girlfriend, which is Hepzibah. I think that's how you say her name. She's like a space cat, and the supporting characters are just really good. So they're space pirates, which at times they're probably not good people. But Cyclops right now he's believing yeah they're good people because he met the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're good people, and since the Corsair and his crew, Corsair is his dad. He Corsair and his group helped the Guardians of the Galaxy get Jean Grey back. He thinks his dad is a good person, but we still don't know. We can't judge because I really don't know if his dad's a good person or not. Um, but they get attacked by a Badoon ship. Corsair basically just they eliminate that Badoon ship. The people in the ship, then they go because they're space pirates. They go into the ship, and Corsair's like, this is not that bad. And then he talks to Hepzibah. He's like, I just you told me to hang out with Cyclops, but I don't know how to be a dad. But since you told me that I can be, if I try to be a dad, then that's what he needs right now. Cyclops needs a parent, like a dad, since he's been through so much. And he's like, yeah, I have an idea. And I think that me and him should go to explore stuff in space in this Badoon ship because it's not that bad. So Hepzibah's like, yeah, you can do this. He needs a parent right now, and you can basically do this. And then he's like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and he tells Cyclops to get on board, to get his stuff here, that they're gonna go on an adventure. Cyclops is excited, and he's like, yeah, he's excited about this, and this is where basically the issue ends. This was an introduction to the character. I'm not sure if we're ever gonna see the supporting cast again, but this issue was just spectacular. I'm not even like the art was just like in sync. I think Greg Rucka definitely knows how to write a good Cyclops because this was an enjoyable Cyclops. Brian Michael Bendis' Cyclops, it wasn't really focused on Cyclops, but this one is just spectacular. Um, never that like never just I mean I just learned that to never never, how do you say this, never judge a book before it comes out. I have an open mind about things now, and basically Cyclops just opened my eyes. And with that any series can be that good. So definitely picking up Cyclops issue number two, like it's a definitely. I'm not even gonna say maybe. I'm definitely picking up Cyclops issue number two, and you guys should too. So thank you for watching, guys. Tell me your thoughts on all of this week's comics, and definitely tell me what was your pick of the week and your worst pick of the week. Like I said, my pick of the week, Cyclops, and my worst pick of the week, Future's End. So definitely tell me, guys, everything about your comics this week, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.